Why did Delta Airlines, one of the world's largest carriers, choose Atlanta as its home base? Out of all the major U.S. cities, New York, Chicago, Dallas, why this one southern city? The answer is more than just geography. It's a story of bold bets, civic ambition, and how two underdogs, Delta and Atlanta, rose together to become giants. This is the untold story of how Delta and Atlanta built each other into powerhouses of global aviation. Delta's story began in the most unlikely place, Monroe, Louisiana, in the 1920s. Back then, it wasn't even an airline. It was a crop-dusting operation called Huff-Dalen Dusters, spraying cotton fields to protect them from pests. But innovation was in its DNA. By 1928, it rebranded as Delta Air Service, inspired by the Mississippi Delta region, and made a daring move, carrying passengers. The routes were short, the planes were small, but the vision was big. Delta had its eyes set on growth, and Monroe just wasn't built to support it. It lacked the infrastructure, the business connections, and the transportation network needed to become a major hub. Delta needed a bigger stage. In 1941, Delta made a game-changing decision, relocating its headquarters to Atlanta, Georgia. At the time, Atlanta wasn't the global city it is today, but it had two key things going for it. One, location. Atlanta is positioned in the southeast, placing it within a 2-hour flight of over 80% of the U.S. population. For an airline looking to build a network, that's gold. And two, ambition. Atlanta wasn't just hoping aviation would arrive. It was planning for it. Civic leaders had already transformed an old racetrack into Candler Field, one of the first airports in the South. They saw aviation not just as transportation, but as economic transformation. That aligned perfectly with Delta's vision. So Delta moved in, and the partnership began. Over the next few decades, Delta and Atlanta didn't just grow, they exploded. In 1957, the city opened its first modern passenger terminal, and Delta quickly expanded its presence. In the following years, Delta built a robust network across the South and beyond. Then came the 1980s, and a major milestone. Hartsfield Airport officially became the busiest airport in the world. Delta was at the heart of that achievement, pouring investments into gates, terminals, hangars, and more. But they didn't stop there. In the 1990s and early 2000s, as the aviation industry went global, Delta doubled down. They opened international routes, built out their SkyTeam alliance, and turned Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport into a global gateway. Today, Delta operates over 1,000 flights per day out of Atlanta, connecting to 200-plus destinations, across 6 continents. But this story isn't just about airplanes, it's about impact. Delta's success helped turn Atlanta into an economic juggernaut. The airport alone supports over 60,000 jobs. Global businesses, from Coca-Cola to Home Depot, thrived in part because Atlanta was so connected to the world. Meanwhile, Delta continued to invest in the city, building corporate offices, training academies, and sustainability programs, and in turn, Atlanta showed up for Delta. During hard times, like after 9/11, the 2008 financial crisis, and even the pandemic, the city remained one of Delta's strongest allies. So, why did Delta choose Atlanta? Because Atlanta chose Delta too. What started as a crop dusting company in a small Louisiana town became one of the biggest airlines in the world, all because it found a city that shared its ambition, its hustle, and its belief in bold moves. It wasn't just about geography, it was about shared vision, and together, they took off. Thanks for watching. If you're into aviation, business history, or just love a good story about how big ideas take flight, hit like and subscribe to Skytrails. More stories from the skies coming soon.